Hey, Nice Guy community, as you well know or may not know, we run on listener donations exclusively. So we really need you to go to patreon.com/nice guys and just donate like $1 or $2 a month.
How would they not know that already? It seems like it would be impossible. We talk about this ad nauseum. Patreon.com/nice guys. Help us, please.
Well, maybe they're a new listener. We do get those occasionally.
Well, that's true. Occasionally. We lose a lot, but we gain a lot too.
For as little as $1 or $2 a month, you can help keep the lights on. Thanks. We love you guys.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum have a plan today. Here's what you can look forward to on today's Nice Guys on Business.
Because we keep thinking we know who our audience is, but we're ignoring the facts, right? The facts are that we think we're talking to entrepreneurs. We haven't had one fucking entrepreneur ever reach out to us.
That's not true.
Why do we 2.5 years later think that our listeners are entrepreneurs? If we were really thinking about it, you know who our listeners are? Our listeners are realtors. I mean, really, that's what we got, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally good with that. Okay, so hold on. Let's just clarify now. We have 3,000. Actually, we have more like 3,500 listeners an episode now, right?
Right.
We have, 250, 280 on Facebook or something?
Yeah, right.
Right? We even said on the episode, we will be posting this on Facebook.
Yep.
And how many votes did we get?
Well, are we including you and me?
6.
We didn't get 6.
I voted too, and you voted, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Outside of you and I, 4 fucking votes.
Well,
okay, so you know what? This is exactly what we need. Listeners, I'm going to rally you guys. You know what? If you are totally fine hearing Doug just ramble every goddamn day about Overcast and about, you know what? I'm going to let him fucking do it unless you all speak up and tell him not to.
No, I'm going to do it. The community has spoken. They have not told me not to.
No, that's the thing. The community has not spoken. So we're going to let it continue until the community speaks up.
The Nice Guys podcast is sort of social. Demented and sad, but social, right? Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler, and Mar, executive producer Mar, is with us as well. Say hi, Mar.
Hey.
I'm curious, Mar. When you said "let Doug go," it's like you were feeling. I was feeling like, was somebody holding me back? Do you think somebody was holding me back, Mar?
Oh, I meant like let you explain, let you go.
Let me go, like let me do my own thing.
Let you tell the story. Yeah, let you do the thing.
I got it. Share, Doug. Please share.
Yeah,
Strick, I wasn't sure where you started the editing. Did you start the editing on the when Mar says "let Doug go" or?
No, better not.
Is Strickland still with us?
What's editing? I just leave it all in. I mean,
at this point, Strickland leaves it all in.
I let it hang out and I leave it all in. That's it exactly.
Oh,
that's
Strick,
my new philosophy.
Just so you're aware, we have no backup running on this because for some reason my backup recorder is now down. So if we do get the music, the Girl from Ipanema music, there's nothing I can do to help at this point.
You know, dude, you are so funny because like I don't even know how many times over the last 2 or 3 months you've said, "Hey, is your backup going? Is your backup going?"
I get worried. I get
and I'm
worried.
like, "Hey, Doug, we've talked about this more than once. I've told you that we have Zencastr. Zencastr has a backup, and you have your backup running. So
okay.
now, wait a minute. I'm getting to the point now. So now that we've already done our 3 intros, and we've already done our Tuesday episode. Now you wait to tell me
it just happened.
By the way,
it just fucking happened. It did. My recorder just ran out of battery. Strickland,
it just died.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I take it back.
Take
My
everything
mistake.
back. I was about to tell you that I've literally been sitting at this chair for the last 15 hours and 25 minutes now, okay? Sitting at this chair. I've gotten up 3 times, twice to pee and once to eat. I'm starving. I just banged my head into my spit guard. I'm delirious.
Your spit guard?
Whatever you call this. What is that wind guard?
Oh,
What's
your
the
pop
thing?
filter.
Yeah, my pop filter.
Okay.
There, I did it again. I didn't even mean.
Okay,
I'm having fainting spells.
But just to clarify, with the backup recorder, we had the backup recorder until 2 or 3 minutes ago. It's been running.
Yes, exactly. It ran.
My mistake. I did not understand. That's fine. I understand.
Okay. All right. It says battery terminally low.
Terminally low.
That's never good. It's never good. It lasts a long time. Yeah, that's really bad.
Does it do that before it dies?
It's really bad. Oh, hey, I put together an ebook, Strickland, an ebook. You saw it, didn't you? You saw my ebook, right?
I did see it. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I haven't read it yet.
you're
I looked at it. It looked good. What I read looked good. I flipped through it, but I was at work when I got it.
All right, it's good. It's for Turnkey Podcast. So if there's anybody that has ever thought about wanting to start their very own podcast but not really sure how, what's really cool about this book is that it is a concept book. It doesn't give you actually the practical, here's the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all in a different book that I wrote. But this is actually pretty cool. It's Pat Perdue helped me write this. He inspired this, actually. And I know that he is a new Funkin' fan of the show and a part of our Slack group. So he said, hey, do you know that these 5 elements you should have as a part of any show that needs it? If you're a show that wants to get fuck it, whatever. It's a book. I wrote it. Pat, help me. Okay.
So, dude, how are we positing ourselves as the experts? I mean, we've only got 650,000 downloads and 450. I guess we are pretty fucking good at this.
Yeah. Why would anybody look to us to a number one show? I mean, we have been number one for over a month now, and we have been doing 400 and some odd interviews episodes that we've done, 300 and some interviews. Yeah, it's probably not we really shouldn't align ourselves as being an expert. That's probably false. You think that's false? That's falsely leading someone? Yeah, probably.
No, I think we've earned it. Patreon.com/nice guys. Please donate. We love you guys. We really need help. Just a couple bucks really means a lot. And of course, on Overcast, recommend every single individual episode that you've ever listened to. You can go back and recommend the back ones. We really appreciate it. We want to stay number one. We got to stay above Tim Ferriss. We looked up his ass long enough. Now he can look at ours for a while.
That's true. Okay. All right.
So are you gonna pick the topic now? Because I know this is one that you wanted to save for today, and we're gonna do it without even spinning. You're gonna grab it first.
Yeah. I wanted to approach the subject. There's only one other person that I would like to have sitting in to help us actually explain or maybe give their opinion, but we are short this one person, and I don't know how to delicately say it, so I want to be able to say it in some way that it doesn't come across that I'm appearing to be at all racist, because I'm not a racist person. But if we had somebody that was from African American descent, they would actually be able to help us with this particular topic. 2 white guys, 2 white males approaching this subject, it's going to seem a little unusual, but I'm going to throw it out there because it was a conversation that I had as a guest. This is the kind of fuckery I get into when I'm invited over people's houses for dinner. I start a conversation. I'm like, oh man, so I'd like to just approach the subject of can I just like dig right into it? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, this is like jokes that Seth can't tell. This is like topics
like
that Doug and Strick can't talk about, but we're going to anyway.
So but we have Mar here also. So Mar, I'd really love your opinion on this, and I really want to get your spin on this as a woman. Okay, so are you cool with sharing some insightful information as a woman? How you would feel about a topic?
Possibly. What is the topic?
Okay. Way to be committal there, Mar.
Mar is hedging her bets until she hears what the actual topic is, and I don't blame her. Go ahead, Doug.
Okay, let me get into the topic. Okay, so 3 people are having dinner. This is not a hypothetical situation. This is an actual situation. So we have 3 people sitting at a dinner table. We have a female, we have a white male, and we have a black male. At the end of the dinner, the waitress comes over and they asked for the check. They actually got 3 separate checks. So Danielle and Ben and Terrell hand the waitress the card. Okay. The waitress comes, or all 3 cards. The waitress comes back and lays all 3 cards on the table and gives Ben his card, says Ben, hands Danielle back her card and gives her the card, and gives Terrell his card also. So as she's walking away, the white guy in a joking way, because this is just the kind of guy that he is, says racist.
Huh?
Okay, so let me explain it again. So the guy that's there, there's two guys, a black guy, a white guy, and a white woman that's there at dinner. The black guy gets the Terrell card, the white guy gets the Ben card, and the white woman gets the Danielle card.
Okay.
Was it a racist thing for the waitress to hand the black guy's card to the black guy, Terrell to the black guy, Ben to the white guy, and Danielle the woman's card? Now, I don't have any issue with the woman's card or the man's card or Ben's card, but do you have an issue with the waitress handing Terrell back his card?
Okay. I waited tables for 7 years, by the way. Okay. So I have a lot of experience with this type of thing. I don't know how she knew which guy was which card. Mm-hmm. It sounds like what they were getting at was that this waitress looked at the names on the cards and made a presumption that Terrell was the black guy and that Ben was the white guy, right?
Okay.
Maybe there was some other way that she knew. Maybe she happened to see him put the cards in. I don't know. I think unless she knew whose cards were whose, like she saw him.
We're going to go with the assumption of she did not, because they were all put into the little book at the same time.
In that particular case, I would say it would be smarter to prompt for whose would be whose. But, there are things nowadays, I think, where we are sometimes a little too sensitive and a little too PC. I don't know that this is one of those times. Maybe this is kind of on the line, but it's kind of, I don't know, kind of pushing it. I think that's more of like lapse in judgment.
Okay, all right. So let me change the scenario just slightly for you then, and we'll let's redo it. Mm-hmm. Let's change it from a female white waitress, okay, to a black female waitress.
Okay.
Doing the same exact thing, handing Terrell, Ben, and Danielle the 3 cards.
Okay.
Any different?
Does it
feeling?
make it less? Does it make it less possibly racist?
Any different feeling? Anything different? Do you judge the situation differently? Do you feel like they're overcoming the same struggle? I
wouldn't eat like either way. If I was assuming that the waitress had no idea whose card was whose, I wouldn't see that any differently. I still think it would be the same lapse in judgment, but I wouldn't consider the white waitress more racist than the black waitress.
Do you think this has anything to do with racism at all?
It's really pushing the line. I don't think it's that big a deal. I just think it's kind of bad judgment. Like you talk about owning the language, right? Like the N-word. Right?
Oh, gosh, it's so funny because this is exactly where we went with this conversation. So go ahead, let me hear what you're going to say.
No, like black guys call each other the N-word all the time, right?
Right.
Look,
right.
Personally, again, this is just me, right? To me, that it is the most offensive word in the English language. I have never said it in my life. I will never say it. I find it incredibly offensive. But you know what? If the African American community wants to own it, like they want to take it back, cool, I'm good with that. More power to you.
So
I'm never going to say it, and I don't think there's any situation where any white guy would have any right to say it to anyone.
I agree with you, but when you say take it back, are you tell me what you mean, because this was part of the conversation that we had also, is that it's like a feeling of empowerment, empowering themselves to be able to use that word with each other. I mean, I don't think there's ever an acceptable time to say it. If two black guys want to use the N-word with each other, hey, man, that's their business. But I don't understand it. I would never walk up to another Jewish guy and say anything that would be, seem to appear to be anti-Semitic or anything against the religion at all. I just don't see any positivity coming from it. But the part of the conversation that we were having with this other couple at dinner was that it's a feeling of empowerment when a black guy calls another black guy the N-word, and I don't see how it's ever acceptable. I mean, maybe, but that's why I said I think we need to have. It would be great to have a black guy have this conversation with us, because I don't feel it. And maybe because I've never dealt with the struggle that they've had to deal with.
I personally don't condone it and don't agree with it, but the argument that I've heard, and I think there's some validity to this, is that, the African American community is trying to own it, in the sense of, this has been this thing, this weapon that has been used against us for so many years. Well, you know what? If we sort of use it with each other, then it's not a weapon anymore. In other words, we're disarming the word by using it within our own community. I think we're basically saying, screw you guys. You can throw this at us, but it doesn't mean anything to us anymore. It can't hurt us anymore. Again, I don't know if I agree with that, but I think it's a strong argument.
Yeah, I think the word should go away.
I would prefer that too, but but I do see the argument for it from that side. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I see the argument for it.
I'm curious. I really am curious what Mar is thinking about this particular subject. Do you have any opinion on this, Mar, that you'd be willing to share with our community, since you're a part of it?
Yeah, that's interesting. So was the waitress right or wrong?
Oh, the waitress, that's an interesting question. The waitress was right. The black guy's name was Terrell. The white guy's name was Ben. And my wife was Danielle.
And if there was like a Mexican guy there and there was a card for Javier, like would that have been, would have been offensive if she had given Javier given the Mexican guy the Javier? I don't know.
So I tried to create a whole different scenario. So you have a guy named Sam, another guy named Pat,
right? Or what's it? Johnny Cash, a boy named Sue, right? You could be a boy named Sue.
So it's like, okay, there may have been some judgment error. I think you're right, Strick. I think that you probably put the card down on the table and you just let them everybody at the table sort it out. But this heightened level of sensitivity to the fact that I don't think that at all that this waitress did it in a racial manner. I don't think that she was. I don't think she was spouting any opinion about how she feels about white people or black people. I just think it was. Okay, two women sitting at a table. One is a white chick and the other is a black chick, and the white chick's name is Danielle and the black chick's name is Shaniqua. And Shaniqua hands a card. They go through the same thing. And a man comes and pulls the cards and brings them back, hands the black woman the Shaniqua card and the white woman the Danielle card. Is it the same exact scenario set up there?
I think it is the exact same scenario, but I also think people look a little too hard to try to be offended sometimes. When I talk to people, like if I call to make a hotel reservation, air reservation, or, I'm talking to somebody at a call center, right? I often have them say, Mrs. Bonner. Right? Now, I don't know if I have a high voice. I mean, I don't think I do, but maybe they look at my name and they see Strickland and they don't know if it's the masculine or feminine. And you know what? They talk to 100 people a day. So maybe they're not actually really listening to my voice, right?
That's probably the case.
And you know what? Dude, I get like a little annoyed for a minute, but I'm like, who gives a shit? Really? To me, the intention is important, right? Like, if there was some sort of malice that you thought came from it, right? Like if maybe she gave an attitude, I don't even know in this specific situation how you could do that. But no. I'm really, really big on intention. You know what? Somebody does something wrong. If you talk to them later and like it was a total mistake and they didn't realize they were doing something wrong and they didn't really mean anything by it. You know what? I'm all about forgive and forget. But if somebody's like, yeah, fuck them. Of course I did that on purpose. You know what? Okay. No, fuck you. That's some bullshit. I'm big on intention. And in this particular case, like I said, I think it seems like maybe it was a bad judgment call, but I don't think there was any malice.
Mara, do you write this off as bad judgment, or do you write this off as no, there was under no circumstances should that have happened?
Oh, yeah, that's a hard one. I think I agree with Strickland. I think that it was like the form was probably missing. Like she should have just laid down the cards maybe and just left it. Like, right. I mean, maybe she was making assumptions, but like, did she hear that utterance? Did she hear it? Did she turn around and notice it, or was it like so quiet that she didn't even know?
You mean the comment that one of the guys made?
Yeah, under the breath.
No, I think that was made after the fact anyway, and I don't even know if that's relevant. I think that the guy that made the comment was trying to maybe either just make light of the situation or diffuse the situation or just because what's interesting about it is the two guys they probably get that a lot. I mean, these are best buds. I mean, they hang out a lot, and I've never had like a black guy as a best friend, but I can, it's kind of like, Strick, when you're driving, if you get pulled over, and we may have had this conversation recently. I can't remember. I seem to recall having this conversation. I just don't remember if it was with you or not. But if you're driving and you get pulled over, are you ever worried that? Oh yeah, we did just talk about this last week.
Last week.
Yeah. Sorry. Are you ever worried that there's going to be a problem with that police officer if you're as a white guy?
No, and you know what? That is definitely something that I'm a little more sensitive to, and I don't know how to answer it or get around it. Because you're right, I totally understand. Like my argument was, there's never ever any reason to be talking back to a cop. Their job's hard enough already, right?
Right.
But I totally understand if, let's say, if I'm a black guy, right? And, maybe I'm driving a souped up car that's got, dark tinted windows, you know what? And a cop comes to the side of the car with an attitude. Man, that's tough. Because you know what? I can't say that as that guy driving that car who may have been pulled over 10 times for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
That I might not have a little bit of an attitude thinking, what the fuck is this guy pulling me over for? I wasn't speeding.
Oh, wait, I was
wasn't
misunderstanding the direction that you were going in.
No,
So
I understand. Like, I don't agree if I am that black guy in the car, right? And I've got, like I said, maybe my car is a little tricked out.
Well, what
maybe
if
it's got some dark windows, which means that I'm going to get pulled over more often than I should.
I want to take that away from you for a second, though. I want to take that out of the equation and say this guy is driving a Toyota Tercel. Do they even make those anymore? Guy's driving the same car. My son has got a VW. Just a really simple, basic car, driving down the road. A policeman pulls him over. Again, hypothetical situation. Policeman pulls him over. My son, I've told him, be extremely respectful, do anything that they tell you. I don't. What are the instructions that a black teenager's parents is giving to that teenager? Or I'm not saying the instructions as in be as condescending as you can be to the police officer. I'm sure that's not the case. But how often do those black teens or those black 20-somethings or black 30-somethings, those young black guys get pulled over being completely innocent and just get completely dogged by the cop because somebody takes the attitude that, hey, this guy is a black guy, he is going to cause me trouble. I'm just troubled with the idea of making assumptions like that. Regardless of the situation, I don't know how to get around it. Like, what's the police officer thinking? He's thinking this guy is potentially going to cause me trouble, and the black guy is just thinking, oh my God, I just don't want to get arrested. I don't want to get killed. I don't want to be pulled out of my car, and that doesn't even approach my brain when I get pulled over.
No, it's a really, really tough situation to get around because I agree. Like, I think with the body cameras and with the internet and everything being so public, I'm hoping that the police forces are getting much more sensitive to this fact, whether it's because they should be or they have to be. I wish it was only because they should be, but the reality is it's a lot of them are now because they have to be, because they don't want to get in trouble. Well, you know what? if it solves the problem, I'm okay with it either way.
Yeah, I was going
right?
to say, if it solves the problem, I'm okay with the fact that all of these things are being recorded. I love the fact that the people have to be accountable now, that we can just say, oh, I didn't do anything to that young man. And you look at the dash cam, it's like, holy shit, he yanked him out of the car. He just shot him, or whatever.
And it's tough, though, because, even at that, it's so hard because everything is contextual, right? I can't think of the situation, but I think about a year ago, there was a situation where it was a black man that got beat up by the cops, right? And of course, the video was this guy getting beat up. And it went viral. And then like a week later, they show some of the police body cameras, right? But they show what happened before, right? This guy was completely out of control, right? Like he's swinging a baseball bat around. He is screaming at the cops. He's saying, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you guys. The cops are not shooting, not swinging. They are trying to approach this guy calmly, and he is just out of control. And it's like, what do you do at that point, right? So of course they had to gang up on this guy to try and stop him so he didn't hurt somebody. And of course, the only part they see is him getting the crap beat out of him. And it's hard. There are a lot of cops that are really wrong and they really do it unprovoked, but it's not always a situation. It's just hard.
I think we still have a far way to go. I think that part of it is in just understanding the struggle that people have had to deal with, that black people especially have had to deal with over the decades. Hundreds of years have had to deal with. I think the issue is that I know personally I'm not as in touch with it as I need to be. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a challenging circumstance no matter when it happens or how it happens, but something as simple as putting a check down at the end of dinner can create this entire conversation. I think we talked about this for probably a half hour or 45 minutes at dinner the other night, and it went to the same direction. It's like, well, how do we fix this? How do you deal with it? And I don't know if there is a solution.
But sometimes we push too far, right? Like, I saw a T-shirt. It was just a couple of months ago. There was some controversy about a T-shirt that was like dad-proof diapers or something, right? And it was like a diagram that showed a baby, and it was something with a diagram that was like legs go here, right? Like daddy instructions.
Right.
And obviously it was like a joke, right? Like, make sure if you're a dad that you know how to put the diaper on. People were offended. And like people were writing in and tweeting in and like, you think dads are stupid and you think dads can't take care of babies and that's insulting. And it's like, it's a fucking T-shirt. Like when you see one that says I'm with stupid, are you going to say, oh, that's fucking ridiculous? I couldn't even imagine. It was amazing to me. The people were like up in arms. Oh my God, you're insulting fathers all over the world. No, it's a fucking joke. Come on.
With the prevalence of social media, I think people find offense to so many things that you now are discovering that they have that they find offensive, but have always been offended by that. We're just now discovering it more and more because it's so easy to broadcast a message.
One of the greatest pictures I ever got, I remember who sent this to me when my girls were young. For those of you who don't know, just tiny bit of exposition. I have 16-year-old triplet daughters. And so obviously they were, babies at one point, and I got sent a picture that had 3 babies all asleep in little boppies are like the little round pillows, right?
Yeah.
3 babies asleep in boppies. Each one has an empty beer bottle beside them. And the caption was men babysitting. And I just thought it was the most perfect, brilliant thing ever. And no, I was not at all offended because I was a man trying to babysit.
Yes. Good job. Good job.
All right. Can we get back to a happier topic?
Yeah. Let's finish on a good topic, and then we'll wrap up and do a little review of the week before we head out of here.
Review of the week? That sounds like a feature or something.
Well, I just want to share all the awesomeness that has happened this week. Shut up,
we haven't done that already, like all goddamn week?
God damn. Why you always you steal my thunder all the time. I'm like, hey, let's just, and you're like, why do we want to do that? You know what? We have a fucking show that we need to fill. We have to talk.
You know what? Nice guy community. I'm going to put this shit out there again. You know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me personally, right? I think Doug talks about how many fucking downloads we get and how fucking great we are and how we're number one. Like, yeah, we want to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it 5 fucking days a week. All right. But you know what?
We do.
I'm going to let you all chime in. Hey, you know what? Sean Carpenter said, you know what? We don't need to hear the fucking promise statement every goddamn day. And what do? We're not doing the promise statement anymore. We listen. All right. If listeners, if you don't want to hear Doug every goddamn day tell you how many downloads we got during the week and how popular we are and how great we are, chime in. Otherwise, I'm going to let him go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm looking at, okay, everybody, I told you in the title, don't listen to today's episode. But if you do, can you tell us what you think? Thanks. Okay, so the 2 choices were, hey, Doug, did you forget to take your meds today? What the hell are you randomly going off on today? That was one choice. The other option was, hey, Strick, why are you picking on Doug? He's just doing his random thing that he does all the time. Exact tie. We got 3 votes on both of them. We got
Okay, so hold on. Let's just clarify now. We have 3,000. Actually, we have more like 3,500 listeners an episode now, right?
Right.
We have what 250, 280 on Facebook or something?
Yeah, right.
Right? We even said on the episode we will be posting this on Facebook.
Yep.
And how many votes did we get?
Well, are we including you and me?
6.
We didn't
oh,
get
yeah,
6.
I voted too, and you voted, right?
Yep.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that. Outside of you and I, 4 fucking votes.
Well,
okay, so you know what? This is exactly what we need. Listeners, I'm going to rally you guys. You know what? If you are totally fine hearing Doug just ramble every goddamn day about Overcast and about, you know what? I'm going to let him fucking do it unless you all speak up and tell him not to.
No, I'm going to do it. The community has spoken. They have not told me not to.
No, that's the thing. The community has not spoken. So we're going to let it continue until the community speaks up.
Well, ladies, hold on. We need to get somebody that is an expert in actually activity. How do we get who in our community is actually able to get people to do something? Now, wait a sec. We do get people to do something. We get them to subscribe. Yeah. We get them to recommend.
Yeah. They do a really good job recommending on Overcast.
Yeah, so where is it that you think we fail them, Strickland?
You know, there are different kinds of communities out there, right? And we obviously,
deaf, dumb, and blind.
We were talking about this a little earlier that, you know, our original vision of what we were going to have was going to be this business advice, and that we wanted to help people, and that we have entrepreneurs that we wanted to, and you know what? We don't know that we have entrepreneurs. In fact, you know, let's think about this. Who have we met who's a listener who actually is an entrepreneur? I mean, you could make the argument that our real estate folks are kind of in business on their own, which they certainly are. They're kind of independent.
You're about to offend most
No. I'm not trying to offend. I love our real estate people, but I'm just thinking, okay, technically, we're thinking entrepreneurs. Okay, technically, you guys are not entrepreneurs.
Wait.
Again, not an insult. I'm not insulting them. It's just, I'm just like stating a fact.
They're
that basically
self-employed.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, do we have listeners who actually are entrepreneurs?
All right. Let's look at the people that have.
And by the way, it's more of an insult on us because we keep thinking we know who our audience is, but we're ignoring the facts, right? The facts are that we think we're talking to entrepreneurs. We haven't had one fucking entrepreneur ever reach out to us. Ever.
That's not
Why
true.
do we 2.5 years later think that our listeners are entrepreneurs? If we were really thinking about it, you know who our listeners are? Our listeners are realtors. I mean, really, that's what we got, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally good with that.
So we have an entirely realtor-based listening audience, is what you're saying. It's not true. You know why? Because Shantae, she's a makeup artist. She's self-employed.
Yeah, but how'd she find us?
Through the C-Suite Radio Network.
I guess it doesn't matter how she found us. That's a bad example. Right?
Craig
Okay,
Hugin.
so she's an entrepreneur. Craig Hugin. Craig works for a company. Craig's not an entrepreneur.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
He works a day job.
Prosh, isn't he?
Prosh works a day job.
No, shit.
Prosh is not an entrepreneur. He works a day job.
Mohammed Shakiba?
I don't know. What does Mohammed do?
No, he works for a company.
There you go. Okay.
Hold on a second. How about Yeah, everybody that responded to the Sean, did I say Sean already?
Sean Carpenter.
I said him already.
Sean the
Shit.
realtor.
Oh gosh.
And
No.
he was working
But
for
the
a
passive
realty
income
company.
guy.
What? Wait,
Mark.
Mark
What
just
passive
said
income
something.
guy?
Hold on a second. We have to let's be very quiet.
Mark, the passive income guy. Remember?
Oh wait, who was the passive
Who's Mark?
income guy? Yeah, we had a
Mark
passive income guy that was
Podolsky.
We interviewed him, but is he a listener?
No, not a listener. Sorry, Mark doesn't count.
Lou Diamond. Did Lou start
Yeah,
his own
Lou,
company?
yeah. Lou is a Funkin' fan, and I actually think that although Paul did not start his company, isn't it? He works for his family company. Doesn't that make him like by proxy an
I don't
entrepreneur?
know.
Wait, and there's Gary Vaynerchuk. We know he listens all the time.
Gary Vaynerchuk does not listen. He didn't even listen to his own fucking episode, or he would have put a cease and desist order on us.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, when these people come on the show, when I interview people, I tell them that most of the people in our listening audience are entrepreneurs. So and
we've been lying for 2.5 years.
No one has
apparently.
corrected me. For 2.5 years, I've said the same thing to the guests coming on the show. We have entrepreneurs, people that are solopreneurs, people that want to get into business on their own. They're like 1 foot out the door of a company. That's exactly what I say to them. Are you telling me for the last 2.5 years I've been lying to our guests?
I think lying is a strong word. Maybe we've been mistaken.
Oh, mistaken or misleading.
Well, misleading would mean that we were intentionally doing it. I don't think it's been misleading. I just think we've been mistaken. I think we have 3,500 listeners and we have no idea who the fuck they are.
Oh, well, you could correct us. Nice Guy Community. Are you even Nice Guy Community members? we don't even know. We're not even sure that they're out there. Could they be bots? Do you think everybody that's listening is a bot?
Oh God, I hope not. Let's not ask Marco at Overcast.
So
Maybe
scary.
it's gonna
You know
lie.
what? I've had this nightmare, this recurring nightmare, that they keep like just gently stacking the numbers higher and higher every month, and they're like, we're building them up to be this amazing podcast, and then they're just gonna one day
really,
just
right?
drop.
We really only get 20 downloads an
Oh
episode.
God, that would be so depressing, Strickland. I would probably just slit my wrists. Where's that gun when I need it?
Wow.
Okay, we talked about that on Tuesday.
Come on, focus, guys, focus.
Oh wait a minute! No, I'm sorry. It's
Very
time
true.
to. We need to get back to it. We do
Very
have one
true.
topic, one more topic that we're going to get to. And it's a really good one because I want to get into it.
Okay, you talk about it.
Warby Parker rocks.
Oh, did you go to Warby Parker?
I went to Warby Parker today. For those of you who don't know, Warby Parker sells glasses, prescription glasses.
Yep.
And
Well, they sell frames too. They just have to be,
they ought to be a sponsor. We got to see if we can get them to sponsor us. So, I'm going to do a very quick exposition because it was from a year ago. I think that far ago I'm allowed to do it. So my last experience with glasses was VisionWorks, right?
VisionWorks, right?
And of course,
I remember
VisionWorks, they're always doing like their buy one get one free shit, right? So the quick version is I made an appointment. I got there 15 minutes before my appointment, and 20 minutes after my appointment, I'm still sitting around waiting, and the woman is like, we got a whole bunch of people in the lobby, and she's like, do you have an appointment? Do you have an appointment? Do you have an appointment? And I'm like, yeah. And they're taking walk-ins before they take me. Like, why the fuck did I even make an appointment, right?
Okay, right.
And it just took forever. And then I look at lenses, and basically it's the upsell, right? It's like, oh no, you need this coating and you need that other shit and you need the digital bullshit, whatever.
$700
right,
later.
exactly. I mean, ultimately she came back with, hey, it's buy one, get one free. And these two pair buy one, get one free are going to cost you $800. And I'm like, no, it's bullshit, right?
Right.
Well, you can get one of them for, it was just, and I said, fuck it. I took my prescription after I got glasses.com. Okay.
Right.
Doug had a great experience and introduced me to Warby Parker a couple months ago, and I thought I'm going to try this place. So I go to warbyparker.com and I make an appointment online. And
did you actually go into a store, or did you just do the online appointment, glasses, picking glasses?
You want all the details, right?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just be patient.
Okay, I'm being patient.
I go to Warby Parker. I make an appointment for today. Oh shit! I got to cancel my appointment for tomorrow. I forgot to do that. I had made an appointment for tomorrow, but I went in today instead. And anyway, not relevant to the story. So when I'm on the website, they say, hey, do you want to take a look at some frames? I'm like, yeah, sure. So they give me these couple questions and they're like, what do you like? And what style do you like? They're like, hey, here's some suggestions. They give me like 10, 15 suggestions, right? And they said, pick out 5 and we'll send them to you.
Yeah, because they have literally hundreds of glasses on their website.
Right. Well, I mean, just this was what was great too, because I went into VisionWorks and literally I'm just weird. I don't know what the fuck I like until I actually try it on. Right.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
So I must have tried on 100 pairs of frames while I'm sitting in there. Right. So first of all, they do have hundreds of pairs, right? Well, the online thing, like I said, they said, hey, do you want to just look through or do you want us to ask us some questions and narrow them down? I'm like, yes, please narrow it down for me, right?
Right.
So they asked me some questions and they narrow it down to like 15 pairs. I'm like, this is perfect, right? I look at them and I pick 5 out. And so this is great. So I've already narrowed it down so I don't have to try on 100 fucking pair, right? And they say, hey, we're going to send you these. Give us your address. Get them home, try them on, tell us which one you like, and then send these sample frames back and tell us what your prescription is, and we'll send them out to you.
Yep. Okay.
I'm like, sweet. Okay, cool. And I'm thinking, hey, even better, I have an appointment, so I'm just going to get them in, try them on, and then I'll just walk into the store and tell them what I want. Perfect, right? I get my 5 pair. I like all of them. One I like especially. And really, it's perfect. And I didn't even realize how uncomfortable my glasses were until I tried these on, right? They were so much more comfortable. They look nice, all good, right? So I walk into the store today. And my appointment is at 6.
So wait, let me understand this. So you ordered their glasses online, but now you're gonna walk into the store.
Sorry, I've not actually ordered them. Out of the 5 pair that they sent me, I made a decision as to which one I liked.
Okay.
So I have not actually ordered anything yet.
Okay, so you now are you taking all of these glasses back to the store itself, or are you using the mail back approach?
I'm taking them into the store, but again, being a full ad for Warby Parker, I didn't have to take them into the store.
Yeah,
They sent me a sticker that is like a return thing.
Yeah.
All I had to do was put the sticker on, and I could go online and say, "Here's my prescription. Here's the ones I like.
Yeah.
I'm sending these back," and boom, it would have been done. Right?
So why did you make the choice to go into the store? Just curious.
I needed to get an eye exam anyway.
Oh, I got it. And they do eye exams. Sorry, I missed that part. Yeah, okay, so they do the eye exam at Warby Parker also. It's not just a glasses place.
Exactly.
Got
They do the eye exam there too.
Okay.
So I knew I had to go in for my eye exam. I'm like, this is great. I'm sure they need to do some weird measure in my bridge and like the height and all, like tiny adjustments they have to make to the frame, like they did at VisionWorks and all that crap, right? So it's like it'll be easier if I just go in anyway because I have to get my
Totally with you.
prescription checked. So I have a 6:40 appointment, right? I walk in at 6:30. Okay. And they say, get there 10 or 15 minutes ahead of time. There's going to be paperwork to sign. Okay, cool. I get in. There's like, okay, you just need to put your name and address here and read this and sign it and read this and sign it. Okay, cool. Like, if I remember correctly, at VisionWorks, I had like 5 pages of total bullshit of shit that I wrote over and over again in my medical history and all this other crap. I mean, it was literally 2 minutes of paperwork. I had to put my name, my address, 2 signatures, read their disclaimer, boom, done. Right?
Okay, got it.
So I'm in there for 5 minutes, right? And they're like, okay, here's paperwork. Thanks. We'll go check with the doctor.
Did you show them the glasses the frames that you wanted?
I showed them the frame I wanted. They said, great, terrific. We got them. All good. Oh, and by the way, when they sent them to me and I went online to check, they said, regular glasses, $99, progressive, $299.
Right,
Again,
right.
Period. End of conversation. That's it. This is the price.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, great. So, 5 minutes later, I fill my paperwork out and they're like, okay, cool. We'll let the doctor know you're ready. Right. 2 minutes later, he walks out. I go back in, I do the exam. We're shooting the shit. It's all good. It was funny. He puts the thing up and he's like, there's this like picture of a farm and shit. Right. And he's like, here, you got to look in here and then we'll see what the computer says your prescription should be. And then we'll check it. And so it does its thing and it spits this thing out. And I said, so wait a minute. So when you do the whole, does this look better? Or does that look better? I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like the computer can just tell you what my prescription is. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's really messed up. And he's like, well, what's clear or not clear is a subjective thing. So the computer tells me exactly what your prescription should be, but you personally may want it further or closer or,
Right.
or crisper
Got
or
it.
something. And so that's why we do is this clear, is that clear? But really, you're right. We don't have to do any of that. I could just give you this prescription and it's going to be right. I'm like, that's fucking
All right,
amazing.
so you got you had the doctor appointment, very positive. You had
Right.
the meeting with the person that did the frames for you, very positive. How long did it take to get the glasses?
So my whole appointment with the doctor was 10 minutes, maybe,
Yeah.
right? I walk out and they're like, and I hand them the prescription that he just wrote up. And they say, okay, and you want this, whatever. Yep. I said, right. And he says, okay, they grab a sample frame and they say, okay, let's check it. They put it on my face and he says, okay, just look at me right here. And he puts a little dot on
Right.
the lens.
On the
like
lens, right.
Again,
exactly.
checking the height, or I don't even know what the fuck they did. But I mean, literally it took 15 seconds, right? They put it on, they put the dot on, and they're like, okay, well, it's $75 for the exam and the glasses, and you want progressive? I said, yeah, I want progressive lenses.
$299 for those.
$299 for those. Like, do you have insurance? And I said, yeah. And they said, okay, so we'll send you an itemized receipt so you can, turn in for whatever it is for your prescription, right? And she says, progressives take about 10 to 12 days. Do you want it in the store? Or you want us to ship it to your house? I'm like, yeah, ship it to my house. Okay. I give him a credit card. That's it.
Did you get it back? Oh, you just did this, so
That's
you
it.
don't have. I'm curious what the end result is going to be. Will you when you get your glasses? The only thing that I saw as the positive to anything else was the amount of time that it would take to actually get the glasses. Now, some people are in a hurry; they need their glasses like right now because they've either broken a pair, or don't have a backup pair, or whatever. And some of those other places like that you go to, like I don't know, Pearl Vision, is that even around anymore?
Yeah. I think they can make them in
Lens
store.
Crafter,
Right?
they can make them in store.
Right.
But if you're not in a hurry and you need it, so I don't even know if Warby Parker has an option to do it like immediately. But the fact that the service is what I experienced, the same level of service that you did. I even did it so that I was using both their online system to make the appointment to get. I didn't get any frames online, but it was like I placed my order online, but went to the store to pick them up or something like that. It was like there was a perfect handshake between the website and the store itself, and I thought it was just a really positive experience for me as well.
In and out in 20 minutes. There was not one single upsell. There wasn't, do you need coating? Do you need fucking anti-glare? Do you want the digital version? Do you want the good glass or do you want the shitty glass? It's $2.99. I'm like,
Right.
fucking A. I'm telling you, it was just the greatest experience ever. I will never, ever go back to VisionWorks.
No,
Ever.
no reason to. My Warby Parkers, I love. I use them. I call them my speaking glasses. I didn't get the transition, so I only have them for far away, so I can't sit down at my computer and use them. But my next pair of glasses, when I do actually need another pair of reading glasses, but the $600 I spent on my reading glasses from one of those other places, gosh, I never want to go through that experience again.
If I didn't want the progressive lenses, like I'm the same way, I really only need glasses to sit down and look at the computer.
Right.
I don't need them for far away. Like $99. That was it, $100. Like, shit, I might just go for $100, buy a backup pair that's not progressive. I mean,
Right.
I could not have possibly been more happy with everything about the entire transaction. And the fact that they sent me the lenses, I know everybody's different,
And the
right?
frames,
I'm sure there's some people, right, the frames. There's some people that'll walk into a glasses and they'll try on 2 or 3 frames and they're like, yeah, these are good. No, I try on 100 fucking frames because nothing is right. Well, you know what? They narrowed it down online to like 15 pair, and I picked the 5 that I liked, and it was done. I mean, really, out of the 5 they sent me, it took me about 5 minutes to decide which one I liked best. And I walk in the store, and they're like, "Do you want to try others on?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't even want to be tempted. I don't need to. I like what I got. It's all good."
Where is a Warby Parker that's close to you? I did not know that Warby Parker has an open store that's near you.
Harbor East.
Oh, okay. So it's not too far from where would you go there on the way home from work then?
Yep, exactly. It's on my way home from work in the Inner Harbor in Baltimore.
Well, thank you for ending the episode on a very positive note. I like a positive customer service experience. Pat Perdue would be very happy with this experience that you had with Warby.
I was ridiculously happy with it. Mar, you chimed in Dan Rice.
I think she was referring to an entrepreneur that's in our community.
The community. You were talking about community, getting someone to do things. I said, what happened to him?
Is Dan even a listener still? Dan, are you out there? Dan, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Dan did run our Facebook group. He moderated our Facebook group from the beginning. He created it, moderated it, did an amazing job, and has gotten busy with his own thing, which, man, more power to him. We love you, Dan. We so appreciate your help. I just don't even know if he's listening anymore.
No, I hope he does.
I hope so, too.
Is everybody listening? Is everybody here? Wait, let's count off. Everybody count off.
Raise your hand. Let me start counting.
Oh, boy. That kind of reminds me of the Minions. Everybody raising their hand.
Hey, Doug, I know you really want to recap for how many downloads we got, but there's just no time.
Done. Yeah, I'm done. I think we call a wrap on this, and we call an end to another great week of fuckery until tomorrow's episode. Who's on tomorrow's episode, by the way? Oh, that's Julianne Sullivan. Isn't that tomorrow?
Julianne Sullivan, exactly.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow. Julianne Sullivan, Jamina Cortez on Wednesday, and Scott Allen Turner.
Jimena was yesterday.
Right. What did I say on Wednesday?
Jimena.
Oh, Jimena.
You said Jimena.
Yeah, when I went to University of Maryland, there was the Juan Ramon Jimenez Hall. I couldn't even say it.
Juan Ramon Jimenez? No.
Juan Ramon Jimenez. I can't do it. So it was Jimena?
Dude, that's fucking racist, okay?
That is not Jimena. Jesus. I am not. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'm not going there. Anyway, I am now officially back from Walt Disney World. Enjoyed my vacation there. It was good to be there, but it is even better to be home.
Did you see the Minions at Universal Studio?
No, I'm not really a big fan of going to the theme parks. It's just so fucking expensive. We were looking up the passes. It's $175 for one park. $175 for one park. Yes.
Not for one day.
For one day, one park, $175. Unless you Strick. Okay, hold on. How much is Disney?
I mean, for maybe possibly a park hopper at Universal.
No, it was more. That was more. Is Disney World
Disney or Universal?
Well, hold on a second.
I mean, either one is fine. I mean, they're both ridiculously expensive. But I mean, I thought
value. Oh, sorry. I apologize. One day ticket value season. I don't know when value season is, but I don't think now is value season, is it?
Well, value is cheaper, right? Are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at. I just Googled it. It says
Disney?
Disney $172.53 for a park hopper. Shit. I'm just trying.
Okay, but park hopper is different, especially with Disney, because Disney's got 4 parks, right?
I'm just trying to look at their prices.
I guess it's still not fucking
okay,
cheap.
Here we
ridiculous.
Go. 1 day ticket, peak season, no blackout dates. 1 day at the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, this is what I saw. 1 day at the Magic Kingdom, $132.06, just at the Magic Kingdom. For the park hopper, it's $201.29.
For 1 day?
For 1 day. For one fucking day. Now, is anything worth it? Is anything worth that much money? If there's a family of 4, a fucking family of 4 going to the park, fucking nuts.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting? What am I going to do? Because it's so late. But parks like that nowadays, it is an experience. Now, I'm not saying that justifies that kind of cost, but usually it's a destination also. In other words, if you do 2 or 3 or 4 days across the parks, the per day cost goes down dramatically.
Okay, so you do 3 days for an adult, it's $368. 3 days for a child.
Time.
Yeah, so two adults, 2 kids. It's 3, 6, so 700 and 600, $1,300 with, you're going to get in there and spend all that money on food.
Yeah, it is really tough. And it's funny, the last time I was in Disney, I think my kids were about 12 or 13 maybe.
Yeah.
Right? And we did Disney. We did, I think, 3 days in Disney and like a 4-day Disney cruise or something like that. And it was fun, but they were aging out of it. And I used to love Disney, and I still love the attitude of it. But I got to tell you, the cost versus benefit.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
It cost you another $40 to park your car.
Oh, jeez.
$40 to park your car.
It really
has
gotten
God.
out of hand.
How much is a hamburger there?
Oh yeah, no, right. Then you're going to eat there, and it does get really.
Oh God, you're not getting out of Disney with a family of 4 without spending $1,000 for the day.
But didn't you say you and Danielle are going to go, or you went to the? You're going to go to one of the parks?
No. So the deal was that they gave us one day of I think they bought out like Epcot for the evening. I don't know how it works. Like not bought out, but whatever. The special tickets so that you can see the fireworks. That was on our last night at the conference, which was Tuesday night. As we're recording this, I have not yet gone to see the fireworks. I'm glad it's included as a part of the ticket price for the conference, but I wouldn't pay it. It's just not worth it to me.
And is it specifically for Epcot? Because of the Disney
Epcot,
parks,
only Epcot.
Yeah, Epcot's the lamest one. It really is.
Maybe they're having trouble times at Disney.
Although, no, you know what? I got to say though, Epcot, like the in the evening, if I remember correctly, Epcot is where they have the globe and the light show and the water show. I think at the lake.
I don't know.
Okay, if that's where that is, that's kind of amazing and
do we have any Disney fans that are in our community? You would be doing me a huge I'm already back. Never mind.
What?
By the time they hear this episode, I'm already back. I'm already back.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think though. Is community, nice guy community, Funkin' fans? Are there any hardcore Disney fans that are in our audience? I know. Hey, listen, if we say anything bad about Disney, Las Vegas, or Harley Davidson, or Coca-Cola for that matter, or any other institutions we can attack?
Speaking of which, I'm not saying anything bad about Disney. I mean, I really like it. I just think the cost versus benefit, man. It's hard.
I'm with you on that. I agree. I wouldn't mind going there. I just can't stop thinking about the amount of money that you're spending when you're in the park, saying, "Why am I spending this amount of money to be here?"
That's crazy.
In July, I'm just going to be hot.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I'm going to want to buy a bottle of water for $17.
Right, exactly.
Also. Okay, let's wrap up here. Great week. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nice Guy community, for all that you have done. Next week, we got some cool guests. And, of course, we're going to have the best of the fuckery on Tuesday and Thursday next week as well. Thanks for all you're doing to help us grow our audience, Patreon, and the recommendations on Overcast. Well appreciated. All right, let's roll. Let's get out of here. You want to do the honors?
Hey, Mar, you want to unmute your mic and do the honors for us to get us out of here?
Okay, Steve O'Brien. Yeah, take us out of here.
Nice Guy community, what do you think of the Nice Guys podcast? Is it A, interesting, informative, intelligent business information that's really helpful? B, a couple of guys who think they're funny, but actually have an inflated perception of their own self-worth? C, same shit, different podcast? Or D, all of the above? Go with D. Call 4242 DJ Doug and record an intro for the show to hear on a future episode. Say anything you want. Hell, take my job. I'm getting sick of these guys anyway. We still rolling? Don't tell him I said that.